Yep, welcome back. This is episode 3 of Making Sense now. Okay, I'm feeling pretty good about where our podcasts are going now.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to make these.
Yeah. Our last one,
Zombie apocalypses.
we kind of learned that we were geeks.
Yeah?
That's what we learned in the last podcast. Now
Gigantic nerds.
Today we're just going to go right into it. No set topic or anything. We're just going to go right into it now.
Just going to see where this conversation takes us.
Exactly. Now, I'm really digging your haircut, Bradley.
Thank you. I tried something new.
You know, it looks very nice, and it's not as curly as I remember it, though. Like, your sides of your head were kind of curly.
Yeah.
Now it's short, pretty cleaned up. But it looks good, though. It looks pretty clean.
Thank you.
So, now where do you go to get your haircuts?
Floyd's.
The Floyd's Barbershop?
Yeah.
Awesome. Now, I get my haircuts there, too.
How fun. You do?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Oh.
It's the best part, and the best part is when they're like, want that back massage for like 2 minutes.
They don't do that anymore because of COVID.
Well, yeah, they don't do it anymore because of COVID. But that was the best thing ever.
Definitely.
One of my problems at the barbershop always is like trying to stay awake. Like, dude, like, you know how it's like nice, like it's almost a nice feeling when they're cutting your hair.
Definitely. I don't fall asleep to that.
I
though.
do. I do it. Oh my god, it makes me want to pass the fuck out.
Why? It's your hair falling off of your head.
Have you ever had anyone play with your hair and you're like, you
See,
just start passing out?
That feeling's nice. I do like that feeling.
That's the
When
same
it's
feeling.
falling off of your head, though, I'm like, oh, there goes Ron, Billy, James. This is like the hair strands fall down.
You name your hair strands
as they fall. I do not name them I do not name them pre-haircut. That's just as they fall. Okay, James, Ron, Billy, Jessica.
Wow. So, do you think you'll ever grow your hair out?
My friend wants me to, and I'm thinking about it.
You're thinking about now how long, like how many inches? Because your hair is probably about like 2 inches, maybe.
Maybe I don't know.
2.5 inches long.
So I probably had it like 4 inches before I got it cut.
Now, what's the longest you'll like ever grow it out?
Probably 6 inches.
You know, last
5 and 6.
Last summer, like now I have a decently good hairstyle.
Definitely.
Like my hair's probably like 5 inches long.
If you want to see what our hair looks like, go follow us on Instagram and TikTok.
You are such a self promoter right here, and you know what? I like that though. Anyway, last summer, like all teenagers do, they have an emo stage.
Yeah.
Yep. And I had the bright idea because I had long ass hair. I had like 7 to 8 inches.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
It was long. It almost started to look like a mop on my head.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
And it would get annoying a little bit. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do something with my hair. And what I did was I did a lot to my hair, right? So, and I know you remember this, okay?
Oh yeah.
Because, and spoiler alert, end product, I looked like post Slim Shady. Bald, blonde, buzz cut kind of look.
Blonde, bald, buzz cut.
You know? So what happened was I go home one day and I go,
what would I look like
I want to dye my hair blonde.
Yeah.
And my mom's like, are you insane?
Why would you ever want to do that?
Yeah. And I'm like, nope, I thought about it, and you know what, I kind of lied. I'm like, I thought about it for a couple weeks now. I literally thought about it that day. I was like, we're going to do this to my hair. And I was so confident about it, and then because I have such dark brown hair, that took a couple times. We bleached it and dyed it a couple times. It was like 2-3 times to finally get the blonde that I was looking for. You know? And at one point, I was a ginger. I legit had orange hair.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, this is like if I were Bradley. Like, that's who I thought of when I saw my hair. I was like, this is me, like, Bradley hair. That's exactly what I thought.
Yeah.
Now, then after that, finally blonde. And my dad's like, no. Like, he disapproved. And I'm like, all right, let's shave it off. And I did. And you should have seen the look. Like, as you know, I was getting buzzed off, oh my god, I realized how much hair I actually had on my head.
Yeah. It was...
I legit, like, filled the bottom of a trash bag of hair. And, like, I felt the weight of it fall off as I was getting buzzed.
That's ridiculous. Yeah.
And my brothers and even Owen was over. Owen was over watching it happen. And my dad's like, bzz, bzz. And, oh my god. After that, my first look in the mirror, I was like, oh, what am I doing? I had instant regret, you know? And you know who I looked like?
Who?
Who's that bald guy? He's in the Avengers, or not Avengers. God, what am I thinking? He's in a Marvel movie. It was like the villains, and it had Sam L. Jackson in it. You know, where they're in that, like... Don't look at me like I'm crazy. You know, where they're in that, like, mental, like, asylum.
Do you mean Will Smith, not Samuel L. Jackson, Suicide Squad?
No, not Suicide Squad, no.
Oh, that's DC. That's my bad. Samuel L. Jackson.
You're looking at me like I was a crazy person.
Samuel L. Jackson Marvel movie villains.
Anyway, it, like, if you know what I'm talking about when you're listening...
Please tell me what he is talking about.
I will figure it out. I'm, like, the reference is horrible. I looked like one of the guys because he was blonde and... Or no, he wasn't blonde. He was bald. And, like, my face, like, my facial features looked like his almost. And, like, that was the first person I thought of.
Samuel L. Jackson in that villain Marvel movie.
It is gonna drive me insane. Anyway, but I had instant regret. And at the time, I also had braces, you know, and, like, I didn't have the whitest teeth. I'm not gonna lie, I did not have the whitest teeth. And you know what? You can't really whiten your teeth when you have braces on.
Nah, because then you get yellow squares when you get them off. And
No.
I've made that mistake. I whitened my teeth when I had braces. I still got braces.
Yeah,
and now
and
I'm
here's
terrified.
the thing. Because when you have braces and you try to whiten them, the scary thing is you whiten the teeth around the brackets, but under the
not
brackets,
under the bracket.
not under the brackets. So now you're gonna have like squares on your teeth, and it's gonna look bad.
I mean, they can clean it.
Oh, hold on, Sean. What was that movie?
Glass, and it was not Marvel.
No.
Glass. That was the movie. And
He
It's
has-
not Marvel.
He
at all.
has
I
an
guess-
afro in that.
Yeah.
He's
Okay.
not bald. He has
All
an
right.
afro. I would like everybody to know in that movie he has an afro.
He's not talking about.
No, I'm not talking about
Samuel
Samuel
He's talking about
Jackson.
the other dude.
I'm talking about the white guy that's bald.
Oh, I know.
Glass. Okay, so the movie is Glass.
Not Marvel.
Not Marvel. Disregard that. I don't know what I was thinking. I thought it was Marvel for some reason. Okay. But I looked like the bald guy in the movie Glass. So just look up on Google Glass bald guy or something, and you'll know what I'm talking about. That's who I looked like.
I hate to backtrack, but back to like getting your hair buzzed off. Your head gets cold.
Oh my god, let me tell you. Legit, I got cold.
Yeah.
And not only that, it was like dead middle of the summer, right? And
Like the wind goes through your hair.
Well, I didn't have any hair.
Right.
But
head goes on
get
your bald.
Get this. I got sunburnt on my head. You know, like, I felt it burn. I go, oh, this is hot. Like, and I tended to sweat more.
Yeah.
Like, and it was like running down my head, and I did not like it. It was
Ew.
such an uncomfortable feeling, and it was horrible. Like, my head would burn in like 2 minutes, and it was white, and you just see little blonde spikes poking out, and it was so bad. But now, if you saw a picture of me back when that was a thing, when I had braces, not so white teeth, and bald, man, was I ugly. I would put myself at a 4 or 5. Now,
What do you put yourself at now?
now I'm feeling pretty confident in myself. I mean, I've gone to the gym more. I grew out my hair the right way, okay, and it looks luscious, very luscious now, right? And I got my braces off, okay, and I whitened my teeth,
Yeah.
and I have a pretty clear face now. Like, for the most part, I got a pretty clear face.
Most part, you got rough around.
Like
the edges.
every once in a while, I have like a couple pimples, you know.
Definitely.
But I look a lot better than I did last summer. I would definitely add like maybe 3 or 4 points, at least a 7 or an 8. and definitely if you want to see what I look like, go ahead and click that Instagram link in the bio.
Link in description.
And let me know if I hit the standards of a 7 or an 8, because that's where I would put myself now.
Yeah.
Honestly, and I look back in remorse and I almost want to freaking barf, dude. I was like, really, Will? It's like, ugh.
Yeah, you weren't the best looking.
Oh my god, no. It was it was so bad, but now Bradley over here.
Oh god.
You know Theodore from Alvin and the Chipmunks?
Oh wow, we're going there. Okay, all right.
That's what Bradley looked like a couple years ago.
Oh, a couple years ago? Definitely. That was
That throwback picture when we were on the cruise a couple years ago. That's
oh my gosh.
Theodore from Alvin and the Chipmunks. That's
Oh
who you
my
look
gosh.
like. Now you're starting to grow up more.
A little bit.
And
I still don't look good, but I look
into
better.
Looks. But also, Bradley's also my project, is what I call him now.
Okay.
Yep, he's my project. Literally the other day, I took him to TJ Maxx.
Oh.
I bought him some essentials of being a man. Like some good underwear, undershirts, fragrance, and some no-show socks.
Yeah.
Right? And $60. I think it's going to be a good investment. We'll find out. I mean, Bradley personally thinks it's a good investment.
Definitely.
He was just kind of flexing his undershirt now.
Wearing the undershirts now. Undershirts, by the way, so underrated. They are so comfortable. You feel good. You smell good. It's great. Undershirts are great.
It's a lifesaver. And you know what? I'm glad I'm changing this little boy
Ouch.
into a man.
Ouch.
Hey, it's a work in progress, and we're still working on it.
Here's the best way I can describe his mentorship. He's showing me his style of fashion, and I'm taking my own spin on that.
Exactly, and I'm basically teaching him what he needs to know for him personally, and I want him to build his own, style.
For sure.
Okay, not to be rude, you're more bulkier than I am.
Definitely,
But it's just a build. I'm not trying to be offensive.
No.
It's just
I'm
build.
fat. It's fine.
You're not fat. You're bulky.
I'm dense.
You're freaking concrete, dude. Okay, you know what? We're gonna shift the topic here.
Okay.
Bradley, all of his life, physically, he cannot be hurt. He really can't. He's freaking concrete, dude. Now, his feelings, on the other hand, is freaking fragile china glass, dude. If you drop that even 2 feet, then it shatters. Bradley's
millions of pieces. Everything dead. Gone.
I remember this one time we were at the pool, right?
The pool? How long ago was this?
Years ago.
Okay.
Okay, so.
Oh.
And you were on this railing that because there's these stairs that go down to the pool. And
yeah.
There's this concrete ledge and everything, and he was hanging on the freaking handle, and all of a sudden he slips off it and hits his head on the concrete, and he gets up like nothing happened. I go, dude, are you okay? I was surprised. Now, if you roasted him, deep down, he would be like, ouch.
No, I'm not. Yeah, I can definitely take a hit, but I'm also sensitive.
Yeah.
That's just
oh my god. But me and Bradley, I kind of want to backtrack a little bit to episode 1.
Oh.
It's not a bad thing. Okay. I don't know why you always say, uh-oh.
You make me nervous.
I do make you nervous. The things I bring up can make you nervous. I get it. Okay? Me and Bradley, I want to explain kind of why me and Bradley are a good fit for a podcast and why I think we're doing a way better job than I thought we were going to do.
I thought this was going to be a train wreck at first. We're doing better than I thought.
I know. And you know what? It's going to take practice.
For sure.
It's episode 3.
For sure.
Now, if we're 10 episodes in, that's when I'm going to be okay, this should be instinct. We should know this by now, and how to roll right into it, and no bullshit, and just get down and dirty into the podcast, Me and Bradley have a lot in common. Not only shirt sizes, just like in episode 1, right? But
Yeah.
also, me and Bradley, like, our charisma.
Okay, keep going.
Okay, you give me faces, and I don't know why you give me faces. It makes me upset a little bit.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Anyway.
Keep going.
Our charisma has good chemistry. Me and Bradley, since we've been little, like, growing up, like, Bradley is a very close cousin. Like, he doesn't live far, you know, and he's always around us. We're always going on trips together and all this fun stuff. But me and Bradley have always, like, been tight, you know, and we've always had good charisma. Stop mocking me.
I'm not doing nothing.
No, we've had good charisma, and we've always, like, we've just been very close. Like, and even, like, my brothers, Bradley's an only child, sadly.
Sadly.
You know what?
I love being an only child.
Well, yeah, you're right. You should, like, it's great to have brothers, but when you have a mini version of you, you would understand how annoying you are. You would. You really would. And the way you act around me would probably change if you had a mini version of you, because you would understand. Like, honestly,
not just the way I act around you, the way I act about everyone.
Oh my god, but me and Bradley always moments. All right, we're gonna get into the moments now, okay? Because I think that's a good part of the podcast, to talk about moments we've had. Okay, like, and ew, excuse me. Where are my manners? Excuse me. Now, Bradley, what's a moment we've had that's kind of like taught you almost like a life lesson, where you're like, I'm never doing this or that again?
Oh my lord. Let me think about this for a second. So, alright. So we were back in Florida. This was 2 years ago.
Okay, yeah, okay, I know where you're getting at.
Okay, it's two years ago. Back in Florida, so our grandma and grandpa in Florida, they own like a nice house with a dock that goes into the bay. And we all fish there a lot.
Well, that's our fishing spot.
Yeah,
you
our
know,
grandparents, and that's where we go fishing, all of us. So me and William, we were the only two that wanted to fish that day. So we go down there, and it was a really windy day, and we have paper towels for, like, if we need to clean our hands or the knives or, I don't know, even the fish. And, well, I caught a fish, right? And
keep this in mind, that this day, like, during this day, a lot really happened. Like, you forgot about the seagulls and the circus shit.
Yeah.
And we'll get into that later. Like, that's a story in a story.
That's a story in a story.
Okay? But keep in mind, it is windy as fuck.
Yeah,
right?
It is windy. It's a really bad windy day. Big winds today.
Yeah.
Well, so I catch fish, and I sit down, and I reach for the paper towels without looking, and they're not there. So I keep, like, feeling around on the ground, and then I finally turn to look, and they're floating off in the bay right behind us, and I go, William, 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 and I start shouting and squeaking. And he's like, what? I'm like, code red, we have code red, as I point to the paper towel, which is floating off in the distance. So we both start panicking.
And here's why we were panicking. We were under pressure because our grandpa's like, I'm on my way to pick you up. And he was only like, he's like 2 blocks away, like a block or 2 away.
And they hate
so
trash
it's like
getting into the
5
bay.
minutes away.
Yeah.
So we have 5 minutes, like not even 5 minutes, like 2.
2 minutes.
We have 2 minutes to get this roll of freaking paper towels out, and that's totally polluting the water.
Yeah, so and people get mad about that, and we felt bad. So we start trying to fish it out, like we casting our hooks after the
him and I are like just casting out, trying to hook it and then reel it in. But me, I finally
hooks the paper towels,
but in the worst way possible.
As he starts reeling in one shred after the other, paper towels start unrolling.
I hooked the end of the first paper towel. You know, like when you see a roll of paper towel, there's that open, you know, the open sleeve right there, and you just pull, and then it just rolls open.
And it rolls out, yeah.
That's where I hooked, right? And as I'm reeling in, it is rolling. Because, and keep in mind, this is like 10 yards out. 30 feet.
Yes.
30 feet out, right? And I'm reeling in 30 feet of toilet paper just across the bay right here, right? And we're like, DEFCON 5, DEFCON 5,
code black.
Yeah. And then as we're reeling in, and it's because paper towels absorb water,
Definitely.
right? And it gets heavy. So I'm reeling it up. I'm trying to get it so we could carefully pull it in. And my line snaps. I go, well, shit. Okay, and as that happened, Grandpa's bolting up, and we're just standing there looking helpless, right? And you just see 30 feet long of just a long sleeve of paper towels.
Yeah, it's not. So.
And we thought he saw. Now, we were scared shitless because, he tends to,
he gets upset about those kind of things.
He gets upset about those kind of things. Now, we
So,
pack up anyway and
start heading to the car.
And we're, low-key having an anxiety attack. And we're talking, oh, shit. What if, we have to go home early? Or, what if we get grounded? Or, whatever. And we're in the car. And then he finally gets in the car because he was talking to our other grandparents and stuff.
Say your final words, William. Say your final words.
Yeah, and then he gets in, and it's all quiet, and we're very quietly, him
waiting
and I,
for our punishment.
we're boom. We had the swallow, and it's all silent, and then he just starts reversing out of the driveway and everything, and he goes,
so
catch anything?
Yeah, were they biting today?
And we both had a sigh of relief.
We snapped to look at each other. It was crazy. It was funny.
And then literally as soon as we got back to the house, we're like, holy shit, dude! How did he not see? Or maybe he did see, he just didn't. That was the thing we were worried about. We didn't know if he saw. But the worst part was we weren't able to get it out. Now, hopefully it's those EcoBoost kind of things,
just dissolves.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Fingers crossed. Either way, let's hope we didn't harm anyone.
We did
or
a bad
any life forms in that water.
We did a bad. We take responsibility for that bad. We're sorry for that
and
bad. But it was a funny moment.
It was unintentional. Okay?
For sure.
It was... I was like, Bradley! I'm like, you're supposed to be watching this, and you're really gonna let it just... Oh my god. Bradley is not a good listener either.
You were the ones... We were supposed to... That was a team effort right there. Come on now.
I told you to set down the paper towels
and
where
they
wouldn't blow away.
I put it.
And what did they do?
I
blew away.
Listen to what I put it against the table leg in the direction the wind was blowing. I guess the wind must have changed directions.
Oh wow.
Otherwise, we wouldn't have been in that situation. I'm an okay listener. Execution is a different thing.
But then it's not just that, but it's also processing.
We can tell them about the waiter story.
Yep. Okay.
Sorry,
there's two. Even just recently, we had another occurrence of Bradley processing stuff. Now, would you like to explain the first story, and I could do the second story?
Okay. So this was a couple weeks ago. We were still in Florida, and we sat down.
No, you gotta do the one at the cruise first.
Oh, okay.
Because I was saying the two stories.
Okay, so how long ago was the cruise?
A couple of years ago.
Okay, yeah. So a couple of years ago, my parents and me, and then the cousins and their parents, we all went on a cruise together, and they had this super nice dinner, and all the waiters were super nice, but I was having escargot, and the snails.
Escargot.
Yeah. And he never got me a fork. He gave everybody else except me a fork. So I was super shy, and so I 10 minutes just trying to quietly say waiter, just to get his attention. And then I finally do, and he's like, "Oh yeah, what's up?" I'm like, "We are short one straw," and I went super high, and it was super awkward.
It was so bad, but. The second occurrence this kind of happened was in Florida a couple weeks ago, and you know what, Bradley? Since it was you who slipped up, I give you full permission to go ahead and tell the story.
Okay, yeah. So like Will said, we were in Florida a couple weeks ago, and we sat down at this outside patio restaurant, and they sat us down, and we had the super nice waitress. She was super cool, but we just had our appetizers, and we finished our appetizers, and she comes over and she refills everybody's water, but she also got everybody else's appetizer plates except mine. So she comes over. She asks, "Can I refill this? Can I?"
As she's holding a water pitcher.
As she's holding water, she asked me, "Can I refill your water?" And instead of grabbing for the water cup, I grabbed for my plate, and I picked it up, and I could not process putting down the plate and picking up the water cup instead. So I picked it up, and she's like, "Oh, I asked for your water, but I can take that too if you want." And I stood there for like a whole 2 seconds, just blankly staring at her.
And
then
holding the plate. Like, I'm like, do you really want water on your plate? Like, are you like a dog or something?
And I finally, after like 2 seconds of just blankly staring at this waitress, finally go, I start blinking really fast and go, "I'm sorry, what?" And the whole table bursted out laughing. I never gave her a water cup. She had to reach over and grab it and then pour it.
And I look over because my brother Sean was sitting between us. I look over him and I look at Bradley. I go, "Are you okay?" Like,
I was still holding my plate too, like after she left.
Oh my god. But this is like the thing though. Like, if we got that on camera, that would have been hilarious.
That would have been awesome. And like I said in the first episode, I'm kind of retarded. Okay,
And you know what's funny? You literally just recited it the way you said it too, in the same tone, and the voice and everything. That's funny. But on the real though, okay.
Uh-oh. Okay.
When me and Bradley, like when we were brainstorming for podcasts, okay, we're like, we want to get a little bit of everything. We really don't have like a specific topic besides perspective and making sense, quite honestly. And what making sense means to us is like our sense of like thoughts and like views on things, you know? Like, that's making sense to us.
Yeah.
Okay? Because we're very opinionated and we agree with our opinions.
Definitely.
Like, why wouldn't you agree with your own opinion?
Yeah, that'd be...
Like, it doesn't make any sense. But because you just do, right?
Yeah.
But we want to be, like, more serious, on a serious note, too. Okay? Like, not just funny and, like, captures, like, these, like, funny moments.
Yep.
Me and Bradley, like I was saying earlier, our charisma, okay? Like, we've always had deep talks before.
Yeah.
You looked confused for a second.
It's
I don't know
just
why.
my brain processing thing.
You should know this.
Yeah,
Like,
I do. I know.
We are
I know.
known for deep talks and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Now, what's a deep talk we've had that, like what, like, because I feel like I'm somewhat of a mentor for you. Like, and I don't know how you, like, see me as, but I see me as your bigger cousin, in a way kind of like a brother because of how much we hang out, right?
Mm-hmm.
But also like a mentor. Now, how do you, like, do you see me as any of those?
I see his big brother. I see Sean as big brother. I see Christopher as a little brother. It's like the cousins are kind of my brothers.
But, like, on the mentor part, like, do you look up to me at all?
I definitely look up to all of you, for sure.
Okay. And, like, have I ever given you good advice?
Yes.
Like what?
Good question. I know you have. I can't remember it.
No, but, like, I see Bradley like a little brother, and I treat him like my little brothers, right? Because, like, he is basically a little brother at this point, right? And the advice if I've given him, you know, I like, from my personal experiences, like, was I a total, like, weirdo in middle school? Yeah.
For sure.
You know what? It was more elementary into middle school.
Yeah.
But it was, like, 7th grade going to 8th grade is when I totally just, like, turned around.
Flipped all around.
I flipped the switch, and, like, I totally just started, like, making myself look better and, like, trying and stuff. I was the kind of kid in 6th grade who would wear the Lego shirts. Yeah.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's rough.
I was such a nerdy kid. I remember it was this, like, gray, like, tee with yellow sleeves, and then in the middle it just said Lego with a yellow Lego brick on it. And I would wear that all the time.
Yikes.
And I was the one with the tall white socks, you know, and, like, weird ass shoes. And I would never match or anything. Like, God, if I could go back and fix myself, I would. But what I do is, because me and Bradley are pretty similar when it comes to, like, personality and everything. You know, I've gotten friend zoned so many times, and you know what, my pal Bradley here,
Ow.
he finds himself in the same situation sometimes.
Yeah.
But because I call him my project. Nah. I'm like throughout the years I've given him advice to tell him what not to do from what I've done because of how similar we are. I could see Bradley going down the same road I used to, but I'm like, no, let me redirect you, take this shortcut, and don't fuck up.
Okay.
Like this, like that's basically my advice to him. Like, don't do this, don't do that, but do this.
Okay.
Right. You know, that's
No,
how
I
always
won't
rolled.
always listen. If I don't want to do it, I won't.
Well, no, like I'm not trying to shape shift Bradley
Exactly.
here. You know, like I want him to be you. I want you to be you. Okay.
Yes.
Like not my what I call project, and make you like a mini me. Even though you kind of are in a way. Don't give me that look. You know it. Don't
No.
deny it.
False. I am a me. I'm a Bradley.
And that's what I want you to think and believe.
Is that what's not actually happening? That's
No,
what I
it's
want
actually
you to
happening.
think and believe.
No, that's what's happening.
But
But
behind the scenes, the puppet master pulls all the strings.
you can't make me laugh when I've got water in my mouth, dude.
Field goal.
Yeah, that's exactly the problem. So, the other day, Sophie, right?
Yeah.
This is Bradley's friend, by the way. Okay, and she's pretty good friends with us now because Bradley's so close to us, and she hangs out with all of us now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I see her as like a little sister and or a cousin.
She's
you
used
know.
them as brothers.
Exactly. Now, what happened was I was teaching her how to play 2K. We were playing
gosh.
2K. I slammed her in freaking 2K.
It was her first time though,
Yeah,
so
I-
it's not much to brag about.
But she also chose the Cavs. The Cleveland Cavaliers.
Is that good or bad? I don't know.
That is bad.
Okay.
Okay, and when she asked you, Bradley, when she asked you, what team should I be? The Denver Nuggets or the Cleveland Cavaliers?
I said the Cavaliers.
You said the Cavaliers. I'm like,
Because she never
you-
listens to me, so I thought I could reverse psychiatry her.
That is
psychology.
not true. You don't know basketball for shit.
No,
you
I
just literally whispered to me. You're like, I don't know basketball.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't know basketball.
we were joking around and like she was already laughing because she biffed a lot in 2K.
Definitely.
Given it was her first time,
Yes.
and I wasn't going try hard. I really wasn't. I was I would pull defenders off, let her get her shots, so she wouldn't quit first quarter.
Yeah.
You gotta give up a little bit to where she's like, okay, I'm gonna keep playing. I gave her those threes that she made. I gave her those, and she was so proud of it. But
Oh, Sophie, you're gonna be so mad when you see this.
yeah, but
She took a sip of her Dr. Pepper.
well, no, before that, she was already giggling.
She's already giggling.
right, and now we start joking around about oh, home run! You just made a home run.
Yeah.
Nice double.
And she
touchdown.
She takes a sip and people almost make her laugh oh, home run. So she almost spits it out. Then she swallows Dr. Pepper and she goes, you almost made me spit out my Dr. Pepper. And then she takes another drink and I go, field goal, and she spits the Dr. Pepper out across the entire room. It was
Dude,
amazing.
I still have flashbacks of just seeing that happen.
On all
She's
the
like,
Xbox
that
TV.
she was like, that would be bad. I almost spit it out all over Will's floor. Because
Field
now
goal.
I was already talking about the stain that my brother made on the floor, and I was like, and don't be saying sodas in bad places where they could spill and stuff. And she's like, oh, that would have been bad. And I don't know what it was, some kind of force or karma, just straight up just
Field goal.
hit the gas and field goal, and then boom, just everywhere. It was all
Just-
over this.
and it went the Xbox, the TV,
over the Xbox, the
computer.
TV. My brother Sean was sitting down by the computer, and he's like, "It got on my hand.
It got on
it
my
got
fingers."
everywhere."
It was crazy. The amount of distance, I didn't even know that was possible. It was crazy.
That was funny. I get flashbacks every time I see that.
Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah, but I think we're gonna wrap up this podcast.
A good
I know
35 minutes.
It was a little like we didn't have like a very solid conversation, really. I mean,
We were all over the place.
we kind of like shared some stories a little bit. Because honestly, what we got to do now is like as we're making these first couple episodes, kind of build character
For sure.
for us,
Definitely.
you know, and get people to get to know us and like hear these stories about us, so they know like, you know, what we've got going on and all that. But I do hope you enjoyed this podcast, episode 3.
Yeah.
And we'll keep dropping more.
Yeah.
Any final words you gotta say there, Bradley?
No, just he calls me my project because he's showing me what looks good, and then I take my own spin on that. I am not a mini him. That is a false accusation. I'm too retarded to be a mini him.
Is that why you say you're not mini me?
Nah.
Okay. But no, anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I think we're gonna leave it at that. Check the links down below for our TikToks and Instagram.
Yep, go follow
Because
us.
we are in a world of influencers, and that is the goal here.
Yeah.
And I hope you enjoyed and help us get one step closer to our goal.
Yes.
So I hope you enjoyed and have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Checking out.